What's going on, Mosh Pit crew? How's it going, everyone? And welcome to the Geek Pit. Now, before we get started, we got our guest today. They're going for the tag team titles this Saturday at BPW, 17 years. Let's give a warm geeking out welcome to Malcolm Murray and Ronnie Moss, Security Inc.
Hey, how's it going? There's Malcolm. I
What's up?
just have a correction. It is Officer Ronnie Moses.
Ronnie Moses. Ronnie
Yes.
Moses. Sorry, officer. Yeah.
That's all right.
All right. So welcome, guys. Thanks for accepting my invitation, by the way.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah. So before we get started, how'd you guys get your start in the wrestling business? One at a time. I guess we'll do up and down.
So I was 17 years old at the time. I was a senior in high school. And actually, I think I should back it up a little bit more because I was playing football in high school and I just wasn't really fitting in well. I went to a really big high school and there was a really big football team. And yeah, I just, I had some success in football previously, but I just wasn't really fitting in and I wasn't happy. And on top of that, I wasn't really happy in my body either because I grew up overweight my whole life. So yeah, right before I turned 16, I just decided to just make a commitment to getting myself in shape and pursuing what was my childhood dream of being a pro wrestler. So I took a good year to year and a half to just focus on that, get through school a little bit more, grow up a little bit more, get myself in shape. And then when I was 17, I joined Creative Pro New Jersey, based out of Rahway. And then a few months after that, I met my tag team partner.
Yeah. So Malcolm, how'd you get your start in the wrestling business?
Well, I always knew that I wanted to be a wrestler. Like my whole life, I always knew that was my dream. Like I tried to convince myself out of it, but I knew that was my passion. That was my dream. And then it took me a while to find a good school. So I was just doing researches and trying to find different things. Then I heard a podcast where Pat Buck was on. So once I heard the podcast, I was like, oh, that's not too far from my house. So my wife was like, if you don't do it now, you're never going to do it. I was about 26 at the time. So I came to one of the tryouts and from there, I just fell in love. And I was like, you know what? This is what I want to do. And I'm going to keep on doing it. So 8 years later, I'm still here.
So how'd you guys get involved as a tag team also?
That didn't happen right away for sure. I started as a singles wrestler, and then I'll let Malcolm tell his story, but I started as a singles wrestler who was constantly put into 6-man tag team matches, which if you understand when you're very new in wrestling, it's probably for the best because the burden is not so much on you physically and you're limited in what you can do in terms of moves and capability. So that was pretty much my first year or 2 years in wrestling. And then the team started. I was already a 2-year vet at this point. The team started at one Wrestle Pro event, which neither Malcolm and I were booked on. And there was a spot on the show where, long story short, there was a Wrestle Pro title match and Danny Moff was screwed out of the match and they needed a team of security to go out there and calm him down. And Malcolm and I were 2 of several security guards that they used for that spot. And from there, the idea was hatched to just turn that group of guys into a stable. And from there, it was, narrowed down to 4 job security members, which had, if I do say so myself, a hell of a 2017 in Wrestle Pro. Won Stable of the Year award. And then, over the course of time, it's now down to me and Malcolm since 2019. So I'll let Malcolm tell us. Sorry.
Yeah. When I first started too, when I joined, I was teaming up with my brother. But then after it was 2 or 3 months, he quit. So it left me by myself. I didn't know what I was doing. Then they put me in a tag team with Hush. So he couldn't hear, like he's deaf, but he wrestles. And we formed a tag team, but we wasn't really doing much. So then there was just this, like he said, there was one WrestlePro show where they just needed security, so they threw us out there to help out. And then from there, they came up with the idea for job security. And I always knew because me and Ronnie was always on opposite sides. We came in kind of like together, but I always knew that we had chemistry together, whether we was on the opposite sides or on the same side. I always knew that we would end up together somehow. So then once the job security thing like took off, I already knew. I was like, I want this guy to be my partner because we clicked really well together. And once they started it, it was off to the races from there.
Yeah, I mean, I remember seeing you guys wrestle the Even Stevens over at Victory Pro Wrestling, and you guys are bringing something so different than a lot of other tag teams are, and it's like, you know, I really enjoy the work that you guys are doing, and I hope this Saturday it pays off for you guys, that you guys finally grab those tag team titles this Saturday. So
Yeah, I hope so too. And I think what makes it different is like we have such a different gimmick, like a dog and a officer. I don't think a lot of people are doing this, or like I don't see any other teams doing this. So we have a good gimmick, but not only do we have a good gimmick, we can also wrestle really, really well too. So
yeah, I actually love the fact. I think it was the last show you guys tried to arrest. I believe arrest the Even Stevens at the last show.
yeah, and it backfired on us.
Yeah, yeah, that was our grab back in May, which was our debut. So I will say this: no handcuffs this time. We're just coming to fight.
Yeah.
You come to beat them and take those titles is what you guys are coming for, right?
Absolutely. We're not the same team that we were last year. You know, we have what it takes now to be champions. I really believe that.
Uh-huh. Now, from the last time you guys wrestled Even Stevens, is there anything you guys learned from the last time that you could say, I remember this, though? That
Yeah, I would say be mindful of where the handcuffs are if you're going to bring them out, because they ended up, you know, I turn around and I see Malcolm cuffed to the post. I knew I was in trouble from there. But no, in all seriousness, I don't know. In the strangest of ways, I need to credit the Rat Bastards, because when they jumped us back at Disorderly Conduct in November, just I feel like something went off. I don't know about you, Malcolm. Something went off inside my head, and I just feel like we are firing on all cylinders right now, and there's just a different intensity that we're going to be bringing that I hope that even Stevens are ready for.
Yeah, I think that from the last time when we faced the Even Stevens, that was our debut match. So we were just trying to get a foot in the door and show how good we are. But I think right now it's just like we want to prove that we are the best tag team. Like I think this Security Inc. is way different from the Security Inc. that faced the Even Stevens the first time. Like we're on fire. There's no stopping us from getting those tag team titles.
yeah, if you guys want to talk about the match a little bit, you could talk also about the match. So we could roll the graphic up. So we have it right here. So
there it is.
Yep.
Yeah, there's the graphic. There's the graphic right there. So if you want to talk a little bit about the match and like cut a little promo, say like, you know,
Man, it's all come full circle, you know, because we lost to them in our debut, and then we beat the Stevens in a gauntlet match back at Disorderly Conduct, like I said. So, you know, they've won one and we've won one. And I'll say this, you know, Shook Crew had to relinquish the titles, but to me, like, we're the two top active tag teams in VPW right now. And this is to see who the best truly is. And, you know, we've said it. I'll say it again. We're not the same team that we were last year. I'll put it this way. The Steves might want their titles back, but like we're hungrier right now. To me, like this is probably my biggest goal for 2023. I don't know about you, Malcolm, but like I want to prove that we could wave the flag for the VPW brand. Like a new team on top here. Like the Stevens had a long run before we got here. To me, it is Security Inc.'s time.
I feel like right now. I feel too that like VPW, like the if you heard the reaction that we got from when we beat the Rat Bastards in the last match, like the reaction from the fans, it seems like they got behind us and they want us to win. So for us, anything but winning the titles coming up short is not an option. Failure is not an option right now. Like we have to win it not just for ourselves, but everybody who's behind us and who's supporting us. So we when we go out there and we hear the crowd is we're coming with a new energy, with a new aggression, and like there's not going to be any stopping us from winning those BPW titles because not only is it business, but it's personal to us now.
We came
Definitely.
to VPW for two reasons: these people and those tag team titles, and that's just it to us. Build this tag team division and give the citizens champions that they can be proud of.
Right now, the Even Stevens were the best because they were the tag team champions. You guys want to prove that you can hang with those guys. You know what I mean? And that's what it's
Yeah.
all about. And that's what it's all about. So, because they're former tag team champions, so to beat those guys and take those tag titles is a big accomplishment right there. You know, to prove that you guys are the best.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm. So, who would you say your dream opponents are?
We've gotten this question a lot over the years. Are there any parameters here, like active, signed, indies, dead or alive? Like
It's dream opponent. It's Forbidden
anything?
Door style. Forbidden Door style. It could be anybody.
Man, my answer has always been Los Guerreros because I just like I grew up watching Eddie and Chavo on SmackDown, and I just like I don't know. To me, like I don't need to talk about how good Eddie Guerrero is. Like he's phenomenal, a legend, amazing. And then for that reason, I feel like maybe Chavo gets ignored a little bit. But Los Guerreros, they weren't a team for a long time on SmackDown, but I remember that. I grew up with it. The SmackDown Six to me, them, Edge, Rey Mysterio, Kurt Angle, Chris Benoit, like that. Those guys, I loved watching that when I was a kid. So yeah, for me it would be Los Guerreros. You have lying, cheating, and stealing versus serve and protect, Security Inc.
Definitely. Oh man, I'm sold on that match right now.
Absolutely.
I'm sold on that match.
I don't even need to say anything. It sells itself.
Lying, cheating, and stealing against the security right there. You know,
Yeah.
to put them in order.
Well, for me, I feel like well, mines will be FTR because right now I feel like they're the best tag team, and I think the mesh of styles will be like I think it will be a fun match, but also a fun feud because we could get comical, but we can do a comedic style, but I think it's a psychological warfare or a psychological battle that we'll have with them, and I think we have an old school feel too. So I believe that match will be awesome.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you guys have a favorite Eddie and Chavo match or Ronnie?
Man, it's funny. I have when I was a kid, I had Survivor Series 2002 on VHS, and I would just watch it over and over again.
I was there.
And so, really, Madison Square Garden.
Wow.
Elimination Chamber. I was there.
Yeah.
I was sitting all the way up on the top right there, watching the first ever Elimination Chamber match. I had to see.
Wow.
I had to look for like ants like this.
Wow.
Seeing that was, when I heard somebody go through the glass, I'm like, I had to get the good binoculars. What's going on? You know?
Yeah.
Sitting up on top of the garden, but man, watching that show was great. You know,
that's amazing.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you remember, it was Los Guerreros, Edge and Rey Mysterio, and Angle and Benoit in a triple threat tag, and that was like the culmination of the whole SmackDown 6 that was going on from pretty much the summer all the way through the fall. That one's definitely up there for me because I just watched that match so many times and just absorbed it. And those 6 guys were having like a lot of amazing tag team matches to that point. And yeah, that's pretty much it. And then, they had other matches with baby faces as well. I don't remember the exact date, but I know they had a match against Charlie Haas and Shelton Benjamin that I really enjoyed.
Yeah.
That one's up there as well.
Malcolm, what would you say your favorite FTR matches?
Oh, there's a couple that I loved. One of them that I really really loved was when they were in NXT and they faced Alpha Academy. Like
Oh man,
that's my all time favorite tag team matches. And then when they faced DYI, I love that match. That when they
which
lost
one?
the title. When they lost the title to DYI and then they had the double submission on and both of them are holding hands and then they both tap at the same time. I was
Great
just
stuff.
like, wow. Yeah, it was just amazing. And then now the current run that they're on too, where they had amazing matches with the Briscoes and then they had the match with against the Young Bucks.
Yeah,
So
good match.
like they're firing on all cylinders too. So yeah, I love their style and I love what they do. Like anytime you watch a match with them, you can watch it like 10 or 15 times, but you'll always find something new in it. Like, wow, I didn't realize with they did that, or you find something that you can learn from it.
Yeah. I know you guys mentioned you guys either wrestling FTR or Eddie and Chavo. What would you think of Eddie Guerrero and Chavo versus FTR?
Ooh.
Wow, that's a dream match right there. That'd be a hell lot of fun.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'll be front row for that one.
Chavo's still wrestling right now. I don't know if you know that.
Is he really?
Yeah, he just I think he wrestled in Win the first show.
Oh, was that in?
That was in Jersey. That was Jersey.
Park?
I think it was the one before he wrestled. He didn't make the next one.
Oh wow.
Yeah, but he's still wrestling currently in Outlaw. He wrestled recently. Yeah, Outlaw Wrestling. He currently wrestled. Yeah, so he's still currently wrestling. You know,
Completely.
I'm surprised he didn't do something for WrestleMania.
Yeah, I'm surprised too, man. You know, he could work with so many guys for WrestleMania, man. Like Edge, any of those guys, man. Even the current guys.
Well, he came. Well, I thought because Ray came out to Eddie's theme, I thought that Chavo had something to do with it or come out.
I would love that, to be honest with you. Yeah. So where are some of the dream places you guys would love to travel to?
Man, I am a big fan of the European style of wrestling. So going to the UK would definitely be a big one for me. Right now, honestly, like I want to just get up to Canada with that. That's like, I'll feel amazing once we do that. Just wrestle outside the country. And then if I was even to narrow that down a little bit more smaller scale, we've been tearing up New England the last several years. And then the only two states we haven't wrestled in there are Vermont and New Hampshire. So I just want to cross those states off our list.
Yeah.
Outside of that, you know, I see there's an awesome wrestling scene. It looks like down in like Georgia, Florida. So yeah, I would say it was East Coast as well.
Yeah, Long Island's starting to build their wrestling division right now because
It
I don't
really
know,
is.
like you guys have Creative Pro, VPW, Wrestling is Now. You have Remarkable NYWC. It's like there's just so many promotions in Long Island. It's just like they're all popping up right now. So
yeah,
And I love New York. I love going there, despite the traffic.
Yeah.
Well, for me, I would say one main place that I would really love to wrestle is Tokyo. Like
Tokyo.
I love the Japan style, and I think that'll be fun to like for a trip to get to wrestle in Japan. And then second would be UK because the crowds over there, the fans are just insane. It's like a Chicago fan base all over there. So I think UK definitely, and then Canada.
Yeah. Definitely, you know. So what would you say like your favorite food is, you guys? Is a oddball question.
Oh man, Malcolm, you can take this one first.
Oh, it's pizza.
Pizza?
It's definitely pizza. Yes.
Do you guys put it? Sorry, go ahead.
Oh no, I was saying this definitely has to be pizza. It's mine and my daughter's favorite food.
Would you put anything on the pizza? Like what toppings would you like on, or you just like a cheese pizza?
Oh, I just like a cheese pizza. If I do get toppings, I probably get chicken, but mainly it's just cheese pizza. And
Mhm.
I started liking it when I was a kid because of Home Alone, because that was my
Mhm.
favorite scene when he wanted the cheese pizza and then there was no more, and then he punches his brother because he had the last slice. That was my favorite scene. So that's when I
Yeah,
started liking cheese pizza.
cheese pizza, definitely, man. Home Alone is an absolute classic movie, man. You know,
Yeah,
me growing up in that 85, 90 generation, man. That's probably one of the all time classic movies, right? Especially to watch during the holiday time too.
yeah.
Uh-huh. Thunder Feet goes, I would love to see exploding rings in Japan. Oh man, those Japanese matches, man. You know the exploding barbed wire matches. Those matches,
I,
those
I I
matches
would like
are
to see them as a fan, not as a
not
competitor.
being not being it, right? Not being it,
That's
right?
the right answer, Malcolm. You went volunteer me for that.
Not exactly because me just watch. This is why Geek stays on this side of the wrestling business, right? Just being podcast and that's it. You know, I don't even want to step foot in the ring, man. I have nothing but respect for you guys. You know,
Thank you. Not for everyone.
not for everyone, but yeah. What is your what's the feeling like when you guys get through that curtain?
Oh, it's like I feel it's like you're euphoric, and I feel like the curtain is like the bounds like from one character to a next. Like when I'm behind the curtain, I feel like I'm a completely different person from when I enter the curtain. Like once I go through those curtains, it's a totally, completely different person. Like I get the reaction from the fans, and I just go off. Like a lot of the times you will see me, I'll just start running to the ring and just rolling in because I just feel it's like when you're behind the curtain that was you when you wasn't able to wrestle and to get to live your dreams and do what you love doing. Once you break through the curtain, it's just showing that love for the business, you know. So
Yeah.
it's for me, it's just simply euphoric and a blessing.
What about you, Ronnie?
Man, I don't know how to follow that one because Malcolm said it. But it's funny. He's the guard dog, but most of the time, because of my nerves, I'm the one that's pacing like an animal before we go through. Because I'm like, I get extremely jittery, like I get huge butterflies, and I just, yeah, just the nerves are incredible. And then, just like Malcolm said, once you go through that curtain, it all just kind of the nerves turn into just like positive energy, and yeah, just like the energy from the crowd. It's just indescribable in a way, but yeah, it's just really exciting.
Yeah, because a lot of fans describe it like wrestlers describe it as adrenaline, and it's like those nerves all go away once you guys go through that curtain. Like you become like Superman, basically. Like you guys feel no pain but you feel it when you're done. It's like okay, I'm
Oh
the
yeah.
back now. I feel it. Now I feel that pain now. But it's like, but when you're going in the match, you guys feel nothing.
No,
Is that
I kind of bring it towards like when you're on a roller coaster. Like before you go on a roller coaster, you have those nervous feelings. You don't know what's gonna happen. But once you get on that roller coaster, you strap that harness in. You're just going on the ride, and you're gonna go. So I go through that curtain, I feel like it's strapping on that harness. Whatever's gonna happen is gonna happen. So you go through. You got to get through it. You can't go back now.
Yeah.
yeah? So what happens when you get down from the roller coaster? Do you feel those feelings? I guess, right?
Yeah.
You definitely
Yep.
feel the aches and pains.
Yeah, yeah. So where do you guys see Security Inc. in 5 to 10 years, and where would you want to go?
Man, that's a really tough question. I think the good thing for us, and I've said this before over the last couple of years, but I feel like there's more opportunities than ever in wrestling right now. Um, for me, we've both been on WWE TV before, and I would love to get back there. Um, yeah, just like like my goal has always been to have a contract and just get paid to wrestle. So that's still the goal. That'll always be the goal. Yeah, just to wrestle on TV, man. Anywhere really, I'd be happy.
So yeah. Go ahead.
Oh no, well, I was gonna say for me, it's just I'm taking it year by year, because like I'm a little bit older than Ronnie, so the goal is always WWE or a contract, and I don't know if that will ever happen in my career. So I was like, I'm just gonna take it year by year, see what happens, and just try my best and do my best to get to that goal. If it never happens, I'm still blessed that I was able to live my dreams and wrestle. But until the time is done, until my time in the ring is done, I'm gonna keep on shooting for the moon.
Yeah. Yeah. So do you guys have a favorite cop series or cop movie that you would really enjoyed, like a buddy cop movie or something to do with cops?
You got one, Malcolm?
Yeah, mine's is Police Academy. I think it's just I don't know. I just like it because it's hilarious. I mean, they all have, and I feel like it's kind of like how we were when we first started with job security. We all had different personalities, but together it made like a good group. So yeah, mine will be Police Academy, and then second will be RoboCop.
RoboCop. Ronnie?
I'd probably say like 21, 22 Jump Street because I saw 22
love that
Jump
movie.
Street in theaters.
Love that movie.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just love the movie Ride Along with Kevin Hart and Ice Cube. That
one came to my mind too.
That one was probably Kevin Hart is just so funny, and Ice Cube did a great job in that movie as well. So
yeah.
So,
also, the other guys with Will Ferrell and Mark Wahlberg.
Yeah. There was another one. I think it was Central Intelligence.
That literally came to my mind too.
That movie is just Kevin Hart and The Rock, man. Those two movies. Right? Ever so Spiffy was. Sorry.
Oh yeah, you can go.
No, again, I cut you off.
I said those two can never make a bad movie together.
Man. Right. Kevin Hart is just so funny. Oh, and there was another one I think he did with Will Ferrell, which was pretty funny too. But
I remember.
It wasn't a cop movie, but it was
Get Hard.
Get Hard, yeah, right.
Yeah.
But it's so fun. Kevin Hart's got to be one of the funniest,
Yeah, he is.
Yeah. So is there any like social medias you guys where people could find you or?
Yeah, absolutely. We are on Twitter and Instagram at Security Inc. Pro. That's at Security Inc. Pro. And on Facebook, it might come in if you just write out Security Inc., but if not, it's at Moses and Murray Pro.
All right. So, and do you guys have any upcoming shows?
Yeah, aside from, this Saturday is VPW Blood, Sweat, and 17 Years. There it is. Like we said, the VPW titles are vacant, and I'm telling even Stevens right now, we want them more. It is Security Inc.'s time. Aside from that, I mean, I don't know. Next weekend's my birthday, so I'm hoping.
Oh, happy birthday, by the way.
Thank
happy birthday,
you.
Ronnie. No,
it's starting to get scary because I'm in my mid-20s.
Oh, man. Now you're making me feel old. Great.
This adult thing is starting to feel real.
I'm almost 40, so now you're making me feel old, man. But
yeah, I'm just hoping to have that title with me on my birthday. That's really all I want.
Man, that would be a great opportunity right there if you just took those tag titles and it was your birthday the same week. What a great birthday present for you right there, man.
I that's all I want this year, honestly.
That'd be awesome, man. So if you haven't bought your tickets to VPW, please buy your tickets. They're on sale now. It's this Saturday. Security Inc. is going to go up against the Even Stevens for the vacant tag team titles.
And if I could just say, sorry,
go ahead.
If you are going to buy your tickets, use code SECURITY in all caps, and you get 10% off.
Look at that. There you go. 10% off right there. Even better deal. But
Yeah.
thank you guys so much for coming on the podcast, taking the time out.
Absolutely.
Thank you for us. Yeah.
I'm the middle geek. Guess your
I'm
name.
Officer Ronnie Moses.
I'm the guard dog, Malcolm Murray. Arr!
And we'll catch you guys in the next one.
Ah.